So I was super sensitive growing up. I didn't have a lot of confidence, and I didn't really like myself when I was younger. People would always criticize what I had to say. They would criticize the way I look, especially the people around me, and sometimes even families. So it took me a very long time in my life to become confident because I had to go through all these things growing up, not being accepted, not being liked, always being the weird one in gym class or being picked last in line to be on someone's team in gym class. And I still remember that sometimes till this day. And it wasn't until I was 18, 19 that I started becoming more confident. And I met some people along the way who did have confidence, who did have the right things growing up, who were told nice things growing up. And I asked them, how can I become more confident? And they gave me a lot of advice. So in this video today, I want to give you some tips on how to love yourself again and just be more confident and loving towards yourself in general, because sometimes that's what we all need, to just love ourselves just a bit more for life to be better. Okay, so one of the first tips to loving yourself more is to realize you're not perfect. This took me a very long time to realize, because growing up, if I was sad, it was considered toxic. If I wasn't in a good mood, it was considered toxic. Sometimes I was told from people, oh, if a guy you're with ever saw that you were sad or these things, like, he wouldn't stay with you. Like, I always had to be the perfect version of myself for my family and the people around me. Okay, but I realized that I'm not perfect, and most of us are not perfect. And when we accept our imperfections, then we can find someone who accepts that in us, because we're a human being. We are full beings. We have good and bad, okay? Every single person has good and bad in them. Some of us have more good than others, and some of us have more bad than others. But it's okay at the end of the day, because there is someone out there for you. We all deserve to be loved. We all deserve to have a partner. We all deserve to be liked. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, just remember you are a whole person, and a whole person does come with faults too. You will never find a perfect person on this planet. So be easy on yourself, and guess what? Then other people will be easier with you. And you know what? The people who don't accept you from you, it's okay, because when you are going to be yourself and you will accept yourself, you will find the right type of people who will accept you for you. Now, this brings me to tip number 2, which is talk nicely to yourself. You have to be your own biggest cheerleader. And this took me a long time to understand, because growing up, I was told by people, you know, you need people to like you, you need to be validated by other people. And a lot of the times, a lot of us feel that way. We think loving ourselves has to be an exterior thing. It has to come from other people. But listen, the truth is, at the end of the day, it's great if it comes from other people. But most importantly, it has to come from ourselves, because who's the person you are the most around, and you will ever be the most around in your life, is yourself. So if you're not kind to yourself, if you don't mother yourself, if you don't father yourself, no matter what happens, if you're not feeling good, nothing outside of you will make you feel good. And if it does, it will be for a small period of time. Okay? This is why it's important to know that you hold the power to make yourself feel the way you want to feel. People will say things to you. They will sometimes even try to put you down, even when you're in a good state. But it's up to you to choose how to take that in. You can choose to take the information people tell you with fear and, you know, look upon yourself badly. Or you can be like, you know what? This person is telling me this because maybe it didn't go well in their life. Maybe they're the ones suffering. Maybe they don't feel good about themselves. But this has nothing to do with me, and I get to choose how I want to feel about myself. Okay? And that's your power. You can choose how you react to things, and ultimately you can choose who you want to be and how you want to feel, and no one else has power over that. Okay? And tip number 3 to loving yourself more is to be fearless. When you know something has come to an end in your life, whether it's where you're living, whether it's a relationship, and you know you need to let go of this in order to grow, do it. Because a lot of times, us humans, we're not wired to want to do new things. We're not wired to go into the uncertain. We don't like change. But sometimes when we don't do the things that we need to do, we're not going to feel good about ourselves. As comfortable as you want to be, I feel in life, everything changes, and there's a deadline for everything. And when you don't do the things you need to do when you need to do, and you keep prolonging them, then you're just not gonna feel good about yourself. For example, there was a friend I needed to let go of lately that was really close to me, who kept putting me down. And I had known this person for years on end, but every time I was around them, I was just not feeling good. And I just started liking myself less and less. Now, I'm not talking about acquaintances. I'm talking about people who are really close to you, okay? So at this point, I'm like, okay, I gotta let this girl go, because the more I'm with her, the more I am not loving myself as much anymore, because this is not okay. It's not okay to be treated this way. So as much as it hurt, I had to let her go, because I knew the more I was around her, the more down I would feel about myself, because she would put me down, she would put herself down, and it was just all this toxic energy. Listen, we can all be toxic at times, but it's different when someone has been toxic years on end and they don't want to do anything about it, and they want to put that on you, and they expect you to literally be there for them every day when they don't replenish you, they don't make you feel better. That's not okay. That's why it's important to have boundaries. Sometimes boundaries will hurt. You know, sometimes being fearless will hurt, because you will have to do sometimes things you don't want to do, which are for the greater benefit of you. But believe me, once you let go of all those negative things that you were so afraid to let go of for so long, you will love yourself so much more after. Anyways, though, guys, so that was pretty much it. That was all I had to say for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. I know you told your friend you're not okay.